Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Lori, and today I have another James Bible study video for you. We're going to be looking at James chapter 4, verses 1 through 3, and we're going to be talking about what happens when we become consumed with desire and how that also affects our prayer life. So we're going to jump right on into it. Here we go. It says, what causes fights and quarrels among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within you? Now, we're going to stop right there for just a minute. Okay, let's talk about desires. There are all sorts of desires. There's the good desires. There's bad desires. There's desires that are just things that we want or need. And so a desire in itself is not a bad thing. But let's look at what verse 2 says. It says, you desire, but you do not have, so you kill. You covet, but you cannot get what you want, so you quarrel and fight. It's one thing to have a desire, okay? It's a whole other thing to allow that desire to consume you and cause you to sin. So let's say a woman wants a husband. She wants to be in love. She wants to get married and, have that whole, happily ever after wedding and have kids and all of that, right? That is not a bad desire. I mean, that's even a good desire. But what happens if she goes and has an affair with a married man because she's not willing to wait? She's coveting after what someone else has, what another woman has, and she takes from someone else. She destroys another marriage because of her own desire, because she has allowed her desire to consume her and cause her to sin, right? And so that's when we start to get in trouble, when we allow our desires to consume us and cause us to sin, okay? So let's take a look at the rest of verse 2, and it says this: you do not have because you do not ask God. Does this mean that God is going to give us everything that we want? No, it's not. Why not? Let's take a look at verse 3. It says, when you ask, you do not receive because you ask with wrong motives. Okay, so what are those motives? It says that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. Okay, so I have a little bit of a challenge question for you here. Are you allowing your desires to consume you, or are you surrendering those desires over to the Lord and trusting Him with those things? As we have seen, it is not bad to have desires, right? All desires are not bad. There are some that are not holy and that are not good and pleasing to God. But there are other desires that are perfectly fine to have. And there are desires that are good and holy. But where we get into danger is when we are driven by our own motives and we start to fight over things that we want because somebody else has it. We become jealous of them. We become bitter. We start to lust after what someone else has. That is where we start to fall into danger and temptation to sin. And so what we need to do is to hand those desires over to the Lord and to trust that He will provide in His timing, and to trust Him that He really does love us. He loves His kids, and He's not looking to just hold things back from you to give to somebody else. And so whatever it is, whatever your situation is, whatever that desire it is in your heart that you're wanting, listen, if you're desiring something that's unholy, okay, I would tell you to turn away from those things and to ask God to give you good and holy desires, okay? But if your desires are just something that, would be good to have, then I want to encourage you to turn that over to the Lord and to trust in His provision and His timing and His goodness. Okay, so I'd love to hear from you guys on these verses. Make sure you comment down in the comment section below. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated on brand new videos from me. And if you are on Facebook and you're a woman, I'd love to invite you to check out my Facebook group, which is called Faith Grows Spiritual Mentoring for Christian Women. I'll make sure to put that link in the description box for you. And I'll also probably pop a link in the comments section on YouTube as well. And in our next video, we're going to be taking a look at James chapter 4, verses 4 through 6. And we're going to be talking about how having a relationship with the world means being an enemy of God. And so make sure you subscribe so that you can stay updated on those new videos. And I will see you guys again soon. I hope you have an amazing day.